Hi everyone, good morning. If you're not already on the edge of the chair, please come to the front of your chair and make sure that your feet are right underneath your knees. Find your sitting bones and we'll start by gently, very gently rocking just like this much, rocking on the sitting bone. And each time we come forward, actually put your hands in the crease between the legs and the hip. Every time we come forward, feel like your organs are falling forward and resting on your bone, on your. So coming back and then coming forward and boom, resting. And resting. And as you come forward and your organs are falling forward, kind of like on top of your pubic bone, and you're resting, feel how your feet are anchoring into the ground. So we have a back and forward, and back and forward, and back. And it's very small for right now. And go ahead and put your fingers on your neck and feel that when you go back, your head and your eyes go a little bit forward, and when you go forward, your head and your neck is lengthening. I'm not talking about arching. I'm just talking about a lift. See if you can feel that connection from the end of your spine, your tail, to the head. 7 vertebrae in your neck that's lengthening as you're pulling forward, but actually you're pulling forward and up. So it's a forward and up, with the eyes going to the horizon, not going above the horizon, just going to the horizon. So that small response in the neck keeps the spine alive and the movement going all the way up. And go ahead and make it a little bit bigger, but not falling backwards. Just now, instead of, as we rock back a little bit, instead of rocking down, we're gonna go up into the lumbar area, and we're gonna have our hands on the knees, and we're gonna pull back. And the arch, as the shoulder goes back, and maybe the thumb even rotating up, the eyes will be on the horizon and the movement will go up the spine. And again, hands on the knees, the fingers are hooked underneath the kneecap, the patella, and I'm rocking a little bit to the sitting bones, to the ischial tuberosity, and now I'm going lumbar. And I'm allowing my head and my eyes to drop down, forward down on the floor, and then I'm pulling up. And as I'm moving up my spine, my arms are rotating, my thumbs are rotating. It's like a hitchhiker from the 70s, hopefully not nowadays. And rocking back, hooking the fingers, getting up to the lumbar, pulling forward and up, shoulders are dropping and starting to rotate as the movement gets in between the shoulder blades into the neck, and the eyes are on the horizon. The chin is very soft. It's not lifted, it's not tucked, it's just soft. So the head can move in all directions. And rock back and find a place on top of the sitting bones where you can hook your fingers underneath the patella and start pulling as if somebody came and pulled you in your belt. I have a belt today. So somebody's pulling you back on your belt. Your head is releasing, you're looking down and forward on the floor, and when you're ready to come up, you're lifting the pelvis. Your tailbone is starting to arch and reach backwards into the chair. You're moving up the spine. You're rolling your shoulders. You're rolling your thumb. You can even straighten the arms if you want to. Lower the arms down and come back to where it feels that you are sitting on bones and there's no muscle effort. For me, I can feel my feet anchored. I can feel my sit bones. My pelvis is slightly tilted forward, very, very slightly tilted forward. My tailbone is almost like a peacock that's trying to lift its feathers and spread them. They're not up yet, they're just spread beautifully. And I can sit here for ages because my bones and my nervous systems are holding me. So hopefully you found that place, and we're gonna go into getting the limb system moving a little bit. Pa-pum, 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 pum, pa-pum, 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 pum, pa-pum, pum. Pa-pum, 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 pa-pum. Again, pa-pum, pa-pum, pa-pum. It's the heel that's lifting off the floor. It's banging and get the lymph to work up. Okay, cross your arms. Inhale up. Give it a little bit of stretch, getting the ribs away from the ilium, from the hip bones, and let it go. Cross the other arm. Lift up. And lift out, away from the ilium, and relax. And again, cross. And inhale. And pull up, not just the shoulder, but actually really lift the ribs if you can, jiggle the hip, get some freedom in there, and relax. Last time. Inhale up, catch your arms, lift up, ribs up, and wiggle and jiggle the hip. And relax. Go ahead and either hold on to the chair or not, but lift one leg up and try to get the wrist completely free. Completely free. Would it listen to you? Is it tight? One leg is easier than the other. And let it go. And let's try the other leg. Can you wiggle and jiggle from the wrist? Get it completely relaxed. It's all coming from the brain. Let it go. Play with it and let it go. Go ahead and widen your legs a little bit wider than your hip to your shoulder lid. And put your hands on your thighs close to the knees. And press the weight, press your belly forward. Press your hands onto the legs. And from here, with some strength and resistance, lift your heels up. And slowly lower the heels down. My toes are pointing forward, my knees are shoulder hip apart, and my hands are leaning on my thighs, and my organs are completely resting. And I'm working on my releve from dance, but lifting up to the tippy toes. Press up, and feel how it's actually lifting you up in the organs as well, even though they are resting. And press the heels down. You can even lock your elbows. You're really resting here. If I let go, I'll fall. So really, really support yourself and lift the heels and lower them. And lift the heels and lower them. And lift the heels and lower them. And lift them and lower them. Lift the heels and start making small circles with the heels up in mid-air. Circle. I'm going in and out, so my right leg is going with the clock and the left one is going in opposite direction of the clock. And I'm changing direction, and my right one is going counterclockwise and my left one is going clockwise. You can look at your heels to help you try to make a complete circle. See if there's areas that it gets tight. Maybe slow it down there, and now rest your heels. Bring your legs a little bit closer. Pa-pam, 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 pam, pa-pam, pam, pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. From this position, we're going to bring our heels close together and the toes apart. The hands again are on the thighs. I like to have my thumbs together with the fingers so all the muscles are in the same length. And from here again, I'm leaning forward, I'm resting my organs, and I'm lifting my heels, I'm pressing the heels up high and down, a little bit faster than before, and up, two, and down, on, two, and up, on, two, and down, on, two. Are you able to have all 10 toes touching the ground? And up, on, two, and down, on, two. And up, on, two, and down, and up, on, two, and down, on, two, and up, on, two, and hold. Press forward one. So now my shoulder blades are going over my spine. They are kissing one another and spreading apart. Actually, you can lower your heels down. Press the shoulder blades. I'm going to straighten my feet. No, I'm going to keep it in half turn out, a small turn out. So I'm leaning, and now I'm going to allow my spine to drop forward, but not just forward and down. It's going to be forward and up for my scapulas, for my shoulder blades to cover and hide. So it's like a turtle. And widen the shoulder blades to a very wide back. And cover your spine and lift the spine up so that the sternum is looking forward and saying hello to the world. And widen the back. And take a deep inhale. And exhale, and my eyes are on the horizon. I'm working with the thoracic spine, with the area that so often is caved back, rounded, whether it's being on the computer, where it's reading a book, when they're being shy, where they're trying to hide, where it's being life has been too hard kind of thing. Roll your shoulders back, cover the spine and lift it up. So it's not just forward and down, it's forward and up and back and forward and up and back. And feel how your scapula, your shoulder blades are sliding over the ribs that are in that area. And it's a sliding and they're covering the spine, allowing the sternum to go forward and just greeting the world with who you are and coming back and still stay completely forward and up and back, and we'll do one more. Forward, forward, forward and up and back. Roll your heels, toes in, heels in, toes in, toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, toes out, heels out, out and out, out and out, out, in and in and in and in. We're gonna open the legs wide. We're gonna bring the knees in as we are lifting and going a little bit forward. We're gonna open the knees as we come back to neutral. And forward and lean. It's like having to go to the bathroom and you can't. And center. And in. As you're lifting, you're zipping up your zipper, tight, 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 and you're relaxing it. You're zipping the zipper up, 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 and down. And zipping up, 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 and down. And zip up all the way where the sternum is up and down. And put one hand on your sternum and one hand on your neck. And even though you're not going to lift your head with the eyes, there will be a lifting of the neck as the sternum comes up. So that it's almost like they are reaching towards one another by lengthening, and relax it. So there is a curve in the neck and there is a curve in the lumbar. And as the lumbar is curving forward, the neck would want to curve too, but you're actually going to just lift it up as the sternum comes up. And relax. So the sternum and the neck are working towards one another. But you're not lowering the chin, you're just finding that lengthening. So put one hand on the sternum and one hand on the back and find how the sternum comes up and the neck is lengthening and relaxing. And lift and lengthen and relax. And lift and lengthen and relax. And now we're going to do it again with the knees, going in and back, and not back, just neutral. In and neutral. And in and neutral. And in and relax. Good. Make a fist and roll your hands out. The elbows are lengthened. And start bringing the elbows back, up and up and up and up. And over here we're going to pump. Pump and pump and pump and pump and pump and pump and pump. And again, pump and pump, pump and pump, pump and pump and pump and relax. Now we're going to do it to the sides and roll your thumbs back and pump and pump and pump and pump, 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 Again, the lymph, pump and pump and pump. Relax. Lift a little bit higher. Move completely to the sides. Rotate the thumbs back. Lengthen the back wide. And pump and pump and pump and pump. Pump, pump, pump. Pump and pump. Pump, pump. Pump and pump. And relax. We're going to, time is running. We're going to move this pelvis forward and back, 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 forward, back, forward and back. I'm gonna let my right hip go forward, my left go back, and I'm gonna turn to the left. Right hand is over the outside left leg, and the other hand is either on the bottom of the chair or in the back of the chair. And I'm in rotation. Lift the elbows in the back if possible. Look forward. Look back and allow the left hip to go further back. Look forward. Look back and allow the left hip to go even further back. Look forward. Look back. Allow the left hip to go even further back. Now look to the side and lean with the pelvis forward. And lean with your whole torso back. And lean with the pelvis forward. My elbows are to the side. My back is wide. And lean back. And again, lift the pelvis and lean it forward. My right hip is almost off the floor, off the chair. And lean back. And one more time. Up and over. It's like you're looking over a bridge to a river down below. And come back to center. So that was coming with the hip forward. Now we're going to come with the middle of the back. We're going to round it backwards so we can lean the head over the bridge. And feel the difference between the two. And coming up and lean back. And round your mid-back and lean forward. And come up and lean back, straight elbow. You are hanging on your arms. And one more time from the mid-back and center. Now we're going to go again to lifting the pelvis, leaning forward and looking down and back up. Did you feel the difference? And now come back to the center. Bring your right hip back to align it with the left hip. And now bring the right hip back. The right hip back and the left hip forward and turn to your right. My right elbow is up. My left elbow is up. And I'm looking back. Allowing my right hip to go further back and looking forward. And looking back, allowing the right hip to move back and forward. And back, allow the hip to move even further. And forward. And then back. And to the side. Lifting the pelvis and leaning it forward. Looking down over a high bridge. Maybe you can even see your reflection down there in the water. And lift up and lean back. And up and lean with the pelvis forward and look over the bridge, down below. And lift up and lean on your arm. And again, lift the pelvis up, lean it forward, over the leg, and back. And lean on your arms. And now we're going to come and we're going to lean from the center of the spine, around the center of the spine. And come up and lean back. So you have a choice. Which one do you like more? And rounding the mid back. And up and back. And up and round the mid back and look down. And up, and now we're going to lean back. And the next one we're going to do with the hip again, just to refresh our memory. Lean with the pelvis forward and look down. Coming back to the center and rotating yourself to the center. Go ahead and bring your left leg either to your ankle or up above the knee. Now we're going to rotate towards the leg and rotate to the left. As the left knee comes to the right, my body goes to the left. And as my left knee goes down, my body is going to go to the right. And left knee goes to the right, body goes to the left. And open up. And change legs. We're running short on time. And my right knee goes to the left and my body goes to the right. And my right knee goes to the right and my body goes to the left. And pretzel. And opening up the pretzel. Putting your legs underneath your pelvis, putting your hands over on the thighs, leaning forward with the pelvis until you fall up off the chair. Getting your peacock's feather to widen up, to move away from your tailbone so you can put your tailbone on the chair. And find center. Again, lifting the pelvis, leaning it forward. Your eyes go to a little bit below the horizon and above the floor, and you're falling up. The weight goes into your legs. Go ahead and widen the peacock feathers to make room for your tailbone to find yourself back on the chair. And sliding forward, and the sternum comes up as the arch in the lumbar helps that. And finding again, widening the tailbone and the feathers so the tailbone can find its place. And one last time, again, lift, tilt, arch in the lumbar that comes up through the sternums and lifts you up. And slowly going down, widening again the feathers. Keep on widening the feathers. See your feathers making room for the tailbone. And center. Bring your legs nicely comfortable underneath your hip. Bring your palms up. And for the last minute, close your eyes and just feel how you feel. Just be with a sense of well-being. With a gratitude that you came here, that you tried. Get really sensitive in the center of your palm, maybe at the tip of your fingers. Get sensitive in your sternum, in the bone that carries you forward and up. Get sensitive at the bones of your pelvis, the ASIS, the front bones that lead you forward as you walk through the day. And the next time you walk, maybe you'll feel them moving forward and back, just slightly. And get sensitive at the back of your neck as it lengthens and shortens, and the spine being a pump. And get sensitive to your eyeballs and feel with gratitude to all the hard work that they're doing for us, taking all this information all day long, every day. And with that, we'll open our eyes and back to the here and now. And I thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.